What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and it's that time again. We just had more new Overwatch 2 survey skins revealed, featuring some pretty interesting looks for some characters who we don't typically see represented in these sorts of surveys. So in this video, I'll be diving into all the new skins we had revealed today. Now keep in mind there's no guarantee that these will ever make it into the game, but as we've seen for the past few seasons now, Blizzard is starting to implement more and more of the skins initially revealed in these surveys into the actual game itself. So there is a very good chance that some, many, maybe even all of these skins eventually one day making it into the game. Real quick though, before we jump into the skins, I want to give a special thank you to Alpazur, Supreme Gordita, and our very own Proto VI, who happens to be both a friend and moderator of mine, who were the ones that actually received these images in the surveys and were able to share them for us all to take a look at. I'll have the three of them linked down in the description, so be sure to check them out. But otherwise, now let's go ahead and dive into the skins, starting off first and foremost with the list of themes that we're going to be seeing here today. These include B Universe, Gilded Sands, Lunar Eclipse, Magical Spellbinders, Spring Fairy, Elemental Champions, Voidwalker, Court of Roses, 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and Futurewear. Interesting lineup we got here, but let's go ahead and see what these skins actually look like, starting off with B Universe. This is This is perhaps actually one of the more unique themes we see lined up here in the survey today, featuring skins for Roadhog, Tracer, Brigitte, and D.Va, all fitting that sort of B-type theme. But beyond that, there also seems to be an emphasis not on just a simple, yellow and black B-type aesthetic, but there's almost sort of like a honey, sort of like glistening feel to these skins. They all look very smooth and shiny, which I actually like. I find that a bit more interesting than the typical just generic B look. And I feel like Roadhog is actually the big outlier for me here, where I really like what they do with his mask. It's kind of creepy because it almost looks wasp-like, but still feels pretty distinct from what we've seen in other Roadhog skins. And of course, Brigitte as well is looking very nice. So yeah, a good strong start. B skins. Far from the first B skins we've had in Overwatch, but these do seem to take the concept in a slightly different direction. And next up, we have Gilded Sands. Yes, some very desert Prince of Persia-esque looking skins here for Reaper again, Illari, and Ramattra. These ones I think are interesting. We have skins like this in-game already. Genji, of course, has a base legendary skin, which is very much in this type of aesthetic. But I think it's a cool look for the most part. There's a lot you can do with the design. I think there's a lot of interesting detail to be had with these. And I gotta say, Reaper skins, especially here, I think are the most interesting looking ones, where they have two different styles. One where it's more of like a cloak fully obscuring his face, and the other one having the more metal, creepy mask looking, well, look. Some neat skins for sure. But next up, we got Lunar Eclipse. This is where we start to get more into the sort of magical, mystical, almost abstract type skins, I guess you could say, with skins for Illari, Ramattra, Reinhardt, and Pharah. I think Reinhardt's is actually my favorite. The sort of centerpiece on his armor almost reminds me of that famous black hole image in a sense, even though they're Lunar Eclipse and not black hole specifically. I think the idea is it's supposed to look like an eclipse, but either way, I think it's really cool for Reinhardt what they do here. I just really like the cool sort of like voidy type details of his outfit. But all 4 of them, I have to say, definitely look really, really nice. But speaking of void, next up we have the Voidwalker skins, which is fully leaning into that sort of look. Yes, these are sort of taking it into a more void, weird, warped sort of direction with skins for Sigma, Echo, Venture, Reaper, and Widowmaker. I gotta say, I feel like Venture is one of the standout ones here. They almost seem to have like bunny ears on their cloak, but it's all this sort of like weird, ethereal void type stuff. A really interesting look for them. Sigma's also, I think, is really cool. And of course, the whole void theme definitely fits Sigma aesthetically. So an interesting one there. And overall, these all sort of fit in that very sort of weird, abstract-y, sort of almost space-like design. But I do like they go heavy with the colors, making them look very vibrant on top of that as well. But shifting now a bit more into the fantasy direction, we have the Magical Spellbinders with skins for Lifeweaver, Illari, Reaper, and Tracer. These have a sort of fanciful, almost Victorian-esque, sort of like fantasy court type look. Again, Reaper I almost feel like is the standout. I feel like he has a lot of really interesting skins in this particular survey. I like the sort of white outfit he has, and especially the hat is just such a fun detail for him. Though I'll be honest, at first glance, I totally thought it was Genji, but I don't know. Maybe falling into that camp of skins looking a bit too much like a different character such that it's hard to read. But either way, I like the look of it, and by and large, I think it's a nice set of skins here. Next up then, we have Spring Fairy with skins for Lifeweaver, Sombra, Echo, and Ash, including Bob. These are a far more, fairy tale, fairy type look. Really not my cup of tea to say, but I think these skins look nice for what they are. I think Echo especially just really fits this vibe, given that she already has the wings and the very lightweight fairy type design. And of course, Lifeweaver, well, he fits this aesthetic too. Overall, nice set of skins. Not a set that I'd personally be super excited for if it came to the game, but a really pleasant and kind of different direction for some skins in these heroes that I think would probably overall be pretty welcome. And then we get Elemental Champions. These I think are actually pretty cool, as each of them has a distinct elemental theme, with the heroes being Illari, Mei, Lifeweaver, and Venture. Each of them has a strong elemental theme associated with them, Illari being fire, Mei being ice, Lifeweaver nature, I assume, and then Venture, earth, of course. These are really cool skins. Honestly, I would love if we got more elemental themed, not only skins, but even just like heroes. So the idea of getting a set of skins that are so focused on specific elements like this, I think is a really cool idea. And they basically all fit their corresponding heroes pretty well. So I, for one, would totally be down to see stuff like this added. And next we have Court of Roses with skins for Lifeweaver, Ash, Brigitte, and Doomfist. Again, this is a lineup of skins that personally I don't find that interesting. They're sort of fanciful, kind of fantasy, almost like royal type looking, with the heavy rose motif to all of them, and I think they're fine. They're really nothing special though. I feel like for Lifeweaver, this is like the perfect sort of fitting aesthetic for him, so that skin is probably my favorite out of these four. And Doomfist is kind of interesting to see the direction they went, where he almost has like an armored design, but still definitely has that rose motif. By and large though, again, not really my favorite skins in this set, but interesting ones nonetheless. And then we get the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse skins, with skins for Ramattra, Doomfist, Hazard, and Ana. Definitely cool to see Hazard represented here. And yeah, these are more sort of kind of fantasy type in a way, as they're, the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, really playing up the whole like doomsday type. Again, though, I don't think these are my personal favorites. I feel like they're kind of over-designed by and large. I do actually think probably that Hazard's is actually my favorite, because his almost has like a sort of like Valkyrie type look with the design of the helmet and everything. I think that's actually pretty neat, and I really like the colors with it. But the others are, nothing too special for me personally. A fine lineup of skins to say the least, but not anything that I feel like I would be terribly excited for, except for maybe that Hazard skin. I do like the Hazard one out of these 4. And then the last set of skins we have to look at here is the Futurewear skins, with skins for Widowmaker, Junker Queen, Venture, and Genji. These are just some sort of, quasi-casual wear that are very much inspired by futuristic aesthetics. Overall, I think they look nice. Genji's is definitely my favorite. I like the skull design. I think it fits him and the overall theming of the aesthetic pretty well, and I think the colors are actually pretty cool with the sort of lime green and then the darker gray. Goes well with him. The Venture skin I find kind of interesting, because if it weren't for the name underneath the image, I don't think I'd necessarily guess that it's Venture. I guess they have the jacket, which is kind of emblematic of Venture, but without having the drill weapon there, it's kind of hard to say for sure that it'd be Venture, because, the head and everything doesn't really look like Venture here, but I don't know, maybe that's just a little bit of a nitpick. I do at least like the colors of the Venture skin, and by and large, I think they're fine. Again, not my favorite set of skins here from this survey, but decent ones that I think would be interesting if we saw them added in some form or another. And that does it for all the skins shown off in today's survey. Overall, not my favorite set of survey skins we've had shown off. There are certainly some really good ones, and some ones that I think would be very welcome in the game, especially considering that we're finally starting to see concept skins for heroes like Venture and Hazard, who have certainly been needing to get more skins like this. So it's really exciting to see them represented in today's survey. Although it is also worth noting, curiously, that there wasn't a single skin for either Kiriko or Juno. That was a bit interesting. I'm curious if that was a deliberate decision on Blizzard's part, or maybe it just happened to play out that way. I don't know. Either way, I would love to hear your thoughts on all the skins we showed off here today in the comments down below. Did any of them stick out to you as a favorite that you would love to see come to the game? Or maybe you were by and large just not terribly impressed with the lineup we had today. Either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and as always, be sure to subscribe, hit up that bell icon, follow me on X, and join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch 2 news, streams, and other content. Special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible, and if you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.